when you don't play ball with them what they want you to do, they just switch on you and try and cancel it out because they feel that they've elevated you. They feel that they've give you the platform to elevate yourself, so they want some sort of return, and their return is like, this is how it worked with me, this is what went on with me. Don't forget, I'm fresh out of jail, got a powerful story, someone's contacted me, do you want to do a podcast? I've done the podcast, don't need to mention the names. As soon as that podcast was done, he tried to pass me on to blah blah to do a podcast, and then blah blah tried to send me to his other mate, and then his other mate tried to send me to his other mate, and then his other mate tried to send me to his other mate. Do you understand? So before you know it, I'm going him, all communicating with each other. They all want me to do a podcast on their thing, so I'm just doing it naive. English to Atwood, and there was loads of, you're on it, so it's just bam, 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 I'm just doing them. But then I'm thinking to myself, hang on, the cheeky bastards, they're throwing me round here like a piece of meat, so I just declined to participate in what they were doing anymore. Just said, nah, I don't want to do the podcast with you. You know, when we done the first one, it was agreed we're doing 3, and I want the other 2. He was trying to get out of it, English, because the Kinahans have jumped in now. Do you understand? So let me just bring you back, right, and tell you the dodgy part of why it went wrong, okay? I do this podcast. At the moment I'm doing that podcast, Daniel Kinahan is trying to clear his name out and put himself out there like he's a good member of society, like he's not part of the crime group. You know, he's trying to completely change his public look, right? And what he's doing to do that, he's having all these podcasters and social media kids spin narratives that he's a good man and he's this and he's that and and English was one of them, okay? Now I've popped in and done this podcast, which was the powerfulest podcast in the UK, and I'm not just saying that. It went to 1.3 million views within a month. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, because I went that popular, the Kinahans have tried to jump on board, not directly, through Herbert. Okay? So out the blue from nowhere now, English is speaking about Herbert. Who's Herbert? What's his name? Where's he from? Inquiries off. He's part of the firm that tried to kill me a year ago. What makes you think I'm going to entertain this piece of James? Don't talk to me again about it. Don't ask me again about it. But because I'm getting pure views, they just want me because they know the traffic there. They know people are coming from all over the world to find out about Darren G after this podcast. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because I'm that popular in the YouTube world, they're trying to get me on a platform with their mouthpiece, which is Herbert. So I would have just brought all my traffic off my podcast and went bang and basically give it to Herbert. And then Herbert could have went about the Kinahans like he was. You've seen the content out there where they all started trying to make him sound good. You had your Darren Till, you had your Fury, you had all these little MTK globalists kicking in, bigging them up. Do you understand what I mean? So because of that, I've told English not to bother me again about this. And I want me podcast 2, and I want me podcast 3. Right? Because it's already unstable with me and him, because I'm recognising faults, you know, in his trusted, nowhere I've trusted him. So I'm telling this to the kid who's round me. What's his name? Mick. There's a fella called Mick that came into my life years ago. He's from down the south somewhere. I'm telling him everything, what's going on with this group. I'm that type. I always tell someone, you know, so in down the line, I've got someone who I've told the truth to who can still believe in me when everyone else isn't. That's why I do it. That's the only reason I do it. I tell someone who I can trust, these are doing this to me, like, look at this message, look what they're chatting, and I give them an insight into what's going on. So a year down the line, when everyone's accusing me of that they've sent my way, I've got my mate that's making me feel strong. Why? Because he knows the truth. And the fact he's the only one that knows the truth and all yous are trying to cancel me gives me the strength. You only need one bit of energy off a good person and you can battle 20 bad persons. So that's where it went from. It went from there. I do 2. I do podcast 3 with him. During 2, he's trying his hardest to get the Herbert on the phone to me. Come on to the 3rd. I come to the end of the 3rd podcast. I'm putting my coat on, ready to get off to get back down to England. And I've got a phone shoved to me ear off James English. I look at James English and say to him, "Who's that?" And he says, "Just answer it." I say, "Who's it?" He says, "It's Marvin." I'm snarling at English now, and his arse is gone because he knows. And I've got this little beaut on the phone. "What's happening, Darren, lad? You alright, lad? Powerful podcast, that. When are you coming on mine?" "I'm not coming on yours. I'm setting my own up. Do you want to come on mine?" "No, serious, lad. When are you coming on mine?" "I'm not coming on yours. Not even engaging with you. What are you even doing on the phone to me?" Bang, give it back to English. Told English exactly what he is, and then got off. After that, bam, they just target me, mates. You've got knobheads coming from Wales, coming from Cumbria, knobheads coming from all mad gaffs close to Scotland, targeting me on brand new profiles that's just been set up, and they're coming at me. And it was them that put these little rodents in front of them like a smokescreen. So now, instead of me targeting them 2 little horrible rats like I was, I've had to leave them there because I'm getting harassed by about 8 different people that have just appeared from nowhere. And I'm screaming at people, "These are for them, these are for them." And everyone's saying, "Oh, he's paranoid. He's paranoid, look, he's accused of..." But years down the line, what happens? Truth prevails. So when I'm saying bam, the Kinahans, they're shutting me down for everyone's disbelieving me. And then all of a sudden, Daniel Kinahan, out of all the podcasts in the world, and I mean podcasts with 20 million subscribers on it, 10 million subscribers, Vlad, these type of podcasts, proper potent podcasters, every single one of them would have snapped Daniel Kinahan up in a flash. He would have only had to ring them. So why did he go to a podcast with 500,000 people and James English? It just proved what I'd been saying. You know, they were all colluding to cancel me out. And that's what it was. So all of a sudden, when they started cancelling me out, if you go onto that English channel, you'll see around the time they were cancelling me out over the Kinahans, you will see about 7 in a row MTK paid fighters ending up on his platform giving interviews, and at the end of every interview or during it, every person is going, "Yeah, Daniel Kinahan's a very kind man. Yeah, Daniel Kinahan's this," and that's what it was, and that's what I was up against. And that's what they tried to cancel. But you see that smoke screen, you see your Ben Hatchett's, you see your Central Podcasts, you see all these little podcasters that appeared from nowhere, funded by them. Central Podcast wasn't. They just jumped on the... Do you understand? They weren't funded by... So basically, they were setting kids up with podcasts, not even podcasts, just YouTube channels to target me. Irrelevant heads all over the gaff. Now you hear me speaking about Marvin all the time and English all the time. Why? Because that smoke screen's gone. Everyone's aware. Don't think he's got away with what you've done to me, because anyone else in my seat would have been on the ceiling, mate. They wouldn't be here, they'd be unalive. And you knew what you were doing. If I get my hands on either of you 2, you're going to know what time it is. And don't forget, English. I've been in a room with you. You know what I'm about. I've looked right through your head. Right through it. You didn't know what we're looking at. You're a Scouse. I can see a weak man when I'm in the presence of a weak man. And you're a weak mother. Insecure through the roof. Get a set of balls, mate, and come and see me. I'll leave it there, people. But that's what they done to me. They tried to cancel me out. And then... what happened then is all the people that had problems with me in the podcasting world of Liverpool started mixing with them and letting James English use their studio and letting Marvin Herbert use their facilities, knowing quite well that it's wrecking my head because you've got some Scottish rat in Liverpool mixing with the criminals of Liverpool now. And then you have Billy Moore popping up. And then you have all these little Joey Kidd and all these little irrelevant scousers that are from drugs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just targeting me with that Dougie Joyce. What a fucking knobhead that Dougie Joyce is. He's another rat. Rat, that Dougie Joyce does nothing but bully kids and batter old men. And he'd never do it to me. Ever. He knows me. Couldn't give a f***. And you see him now sitting with the same dickheads that Herbert sits with. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same clique at the end of the day when you think about it. 3-1 Capone saying Doug would leather you like he leathers his bird. Yeah, damn right, mate. Damn right. You know, don't get your twist, lad. Dougie Joyce is a dead, complete dickhead. Fake mother, fake tan, fake teeth, fake hair, fake muscles. Ignore everything about him. Running around with a pyramid ring on, I'll shove it up your ass. You're a dick. Yeah, I'm sound, yous. Are you okay, mate? Then shake hands. Fucking shake hands, you mad? You ask anyone, lad. You ask anyone out there about Dougie Joyce. You know, it's only the little fraddles that lick his ass that back him up. Everyone else will tell you straight, mate. They'll tell you straight. Even in his own community, they'll tell you straight, lad. You know, he's a failure to his community. Why? Because he married outside the community, mate. You don't do that in that way of life, lad. You know, it's a big stain upon you. You're irrelevant, you lad. You little swear. What you do, lad? Wipe his ass for him, eh? Spit on his pyramid ring for him. You little scumbag. Get out of here. You're not even wanted here. What are you trying to make yourself relevant for? You know who you are. I don't even have to mention your name. Got Noel saying, would you have a straightener with a Herbie? He's been called out 5 times. And now Dougie Ward's boys are complaining. They're trying to get me bingoed off my site. That Herbert got called out 5 times. The content's out there. It's been called out 5 times. You know, he'll drive from Milton Keynes through Birmingham to Liverpool and then put himself out in Liverpool like he's like whatever. Why didn't you stop in Birmingham, kid? Why haven't you stopped in Birmingham? You've had 4 or 5 years. Just got another thingy warning there. But why haven't you stopped in Birmingham, lad? Doesn't matter what button you're pressing to get me cancelled right now. People have heard what I've said. Yeah? It's said. What are you going to do about it? You just don't know all about it, do you? It's alright, you got a car with 4 kids in, you know, you feel confident there, don't you? You're not coming to me by yourself, are you, lad? Hey? You're blind as a bat, you wouldn't last 5 minutes with me in a scrap. Let me tell you that for nothing. I'd take the leg off you as well.